you see it in a movie where all of a sudden the energy's low and then it happens. But that's a real thing. The reason it's in movies is it's such a relatable thing.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing more depressing than being at a game where there's zero energy.
Yeah.
The kids are on the court, they're doing the best they can, and the parents are like, it's so good. And you're like,
absolutely.
You're like, guys, come on. The kids are gonna remember this, and they're never gonna want to do sports again.
Yeah. And so then I'm just, and here's the deal.
Yeah.
And he made the numbers work.
Mm-hmm.
He made the numbers work.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know who he is. There's a certain guy that's still not a fan
Yeah.
of the PPAs. There are a lot of people that makes sense to.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Sense for, sometimes yes, sometimes no. 6-7. I feel like that every time I do that.
Welcome to the Cam and Joe Show. My name's Joe with my good friend Cam.
What's up, Bubba? Happy Friday, man.
How are you, man?
I'm well. We were talking about coffee addiction before we started rolling.
I don't have
and
a problem.
Personally, I take offense to it.
You know what? Some people
I just
say
need you to
I'm a
chill
quitter.
out. Yeah, exactly.
I'm
so
not a quitter.
what you need to do
I don't have a problem.
is you
Other
need
people
to
have problems.
address your issues about caffeination. And I made a mess. So you know what? Now we're ready to shoot. Now that
Who
we're-
owns a coffee shop?
and who is a child?
Would you want to? You introduce our guest. Go
I
ahead.
would love to introduce our guest. I am super excited to personally get to know a little bit better. I know Josh well. He's extremely well vetted. There is no one truly more embedded in Yuba-Sutter County. Very well connected, just a solid dude. But Mr. Josh Brumley, thank you for being here this morning.
nuts.
Not only Mr. Josh Brumley, but I get to say the Energizer Brumley, as many know him in the solar space, and also the voice of the Dogs for all things Sutter announcing and Sutter football. So I'm super happy to have you here this morning, bro.
Thank you.
I feel like I want the people, I want our viewers, our subscribers to get to know you a little bit more. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll kind of get into the spaces that you work in from a solar and energy standpoint and cost saving, as well as announcing and all things football and local youth sports.
Just like all of it.
All of it, yeah. Let's get to know you as the man.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I need everything.
I was gonna say, like, tell me, we didn't rehearse this.
He's like,
what the hell, bio?
It's like A through E, except
Tell
I
us
want all of it.
everything. Tell us everything. Go ahead and pull the mic just a little bit closer. Joe likes to say like it's an ice cream cone that you're just ready to attack. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I have it. I have a
Oh,
mic.
yeah,
I'm not
ready.
used to.
You're like, I'm ready for this. Let's go. That's enough for a Sutter first.
I born and raised Yuba-Sutter. Been here my whole life.
Love it.
Left to Oregon for like 5-ish months for a high school adventure. Didn't like Oregon. It was too cold. Came back.
Yep.
Married 25 years.
Awesome.
Congrats, man. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Go.
Thank you. Have 2 boys. One who's serving in the Navy, about to get married in March.
There you go.
Wow, hey, that's
Congrats.
awesome, man.
Thank
So
you for
we
your
have-
service.
We have exciting year coming up.
That's awesome.
Christian, been a Christian 35 years.
Love that, man.
Attend City Walk, help with the youth group, help a little bit with the city kids. Other than that, I mean, I enjoy coaching. I enjoy our community.
Yeah.
Anytime I could give back, I can. As you both know, because you both as well. It's hard to do all the things you want to do.
Yeah.
For the
Absolutely.
community. So
It's only
you
so many
can't always
hours.
be at every event or
hard to say no.
but love to help where I can. Love being connected to folks like you.
Love it, man.
Man, I
But as you
that.
said, I announce Sutter.
What is it, Josh, that gets somebody into like announcing? Did somebody like walk by you once at a coffee shop when you ordered, and they're like, the way he said, "I'll take a latte," and they're like, "Oh my God, you need to be talk. Give me some college football." Like, what was it? Was it at Steelhouse? It was Joe. Joe found the talent. There you go. You guys have met. Perfect.
I mean, it
my
was
work
prior
is
to
done.
Joe opening, so may have not been at
You're at
Stillhouse.
Starbucks.
It was in
Man, I
spirit.
was Stillhouse.
The S word.
No, it was actually a lady, a well-known member of Sutter that most people know, Libby Fitzgerald, was serving on the Junior Huskies board when I was helping coach my youngest boy in 2012. And the announcers that they had for Sutter were unable due to some things to make it, and she walked by
Laryngitis.
practice and said, "Hey, do you want to announce this week?" And I said, "I don't announce, I coach."
I coach.
She said, "But we need an announcer. But I need to coach. But we need an announcer."
You had too much energy when you said you should have.
And
I
she
think-
won that battle.
She did win that battle, and I think it's probably, as you and I have talked before, just I'm a very passionate dude. Like if there's something that I'm into,
Yeah.
as you can tell when I'm talking with my hands,
I love it,
Me,
man.
bro.
I
Full
love
Italian,
it.
man.
I love
I'm
people like
emotional and
that.
full of energy, especially
Yeah.
if it's something I'm into. So
This is why we get along.
I think she saw me coaching football. I was like, that dude gets into it, and then went from there. So
That's awesome. And the rest is history. So
Pretty
it
much.
started with one of those, just try it out. And you're like, nah, but I do this.
yeah.
If you
My
didn't
God.
want it, you should have been like, yeah, I'm really good at announcing.
We've
had a couple of those. We've actually had some of
Eeyore.
those fill in, and then I'm getting,
Oh, no.
I'm getting calls in
Yeah.
Hawaii. Where are you?
You're,
You're,
soaking
like,
in
you're
some
looking at your clock,
sand.
you're like 3 hours back. You're like, the game just started. Like, yeah, we're 2 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, that bad.
Yeah. I'm like, my son's
no.
re-enlisting, so
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and that happened before I knew the schedule. Because normally,
yeah.
like, the schedule comes out, I'm like, okay, babe,
Yeah.
these days are locked.
Yeah, we're
right?
gonna. We got to be in town for this.
Yeah, but you know, when the schedule comes out after your son says, "Hey, these are the days I'm re-enlisting this weekend," so
Yeah.
we went that weekend.
I
I'm
love
like,
it.
Is your son Navy?
Sorry, guys.
Your son
He
Navy?
is.
Right
He
on.
is.
How many years Navy is he?
This is year 6. He went
Awesome.
straight out of high school. He graduated during COVID. So
For him. That's awesome.
yeah, 2020, and he's in his second term.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And your younger son, that is you. You said you have 2 boys.
I have 2, correct.
Right? Is that your older
That's
son?
my older one
is
that's in the Navy.
the Navy.
Correct.
Right on. How old is your younger son?
He's 19. He'll be 20 next week.
Right
That's
on.
awesome.
Right on. Man,
I'm old.
We'll blink. No.
Yeah, I don't
we'll
have the
blink
little
and
ones like you.
we'll blink and we'll all be there.
I still need the cattle prod though.
Yeah, I'll get you 2. I'll get you 2. Custom named. It's going to be great. So, when you got into announcing, were there any announcers that you listened to or that you were for referencing that you're like, hey,
Absolutely.
That's a great
okay,
Absolutely.
hit me with them.
But not locally. It was,
No, hit it, man.
sure.
I'm a Raiders fan.
Okay.
Oh, so great.
So 2 things happened. Right?
Raiders.
So touchdown dogs
Uh-huh.
wasn't the beginning. That didn't happen until
It's so good though. I was like,
Jacob.
I got the chills.
It happened Jacob's midget. I want to say his 14.
They don't like
year.
to be called that.
So I
like-
know, right? I know. Go ahead. Let's not go there. That
Little-
was the whole thing in the community camp.
Little scores. Little scores.
man. Dang it.
We're
I think it was his 14U year. We're playing at RV.
getting canceled. But go ahead.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Go ahead.
We're playing at RV, and for 3 years, these 2 teams, right, were the teams in youth football.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, every single year, we would beat RV in the regular season, and they would beat us in the postseason.
Okay.
Well, we get to them, we're playing them in the regular season, and it's like third quarter, and it's 6-0. And I don't know how many RV games you guys have been to, but
Sure.
RV fans get into the game.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 6-0. We're losing, and I mean they are into it, and our fans are just dead silent. I'm like, what is going on?
Yo, come on, guys.
So we get a first down, and I jump up, and I look at the crowd. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, first down, dogs. They all look at me like I'm stupid, like nobody knows what's going on. We get another first down. I do it again. I get a couple into it. I do it again, and so the more I did it, the more people got into it. Right?
Yep.
We finally score. And then so I like, touchdown dogs.
Yeah.
And so the cheerleaders are like all into it.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
that was the only score we got that game. We ended up winning 8-6.
Nice.
Nice.
So fast forward, I'm announcing for youth football, right? Fast forward to the following game. Reynolds is coaching so it wasn't his 14U year, it was his 12U year, because Reynolds is coaching the 14U team.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's like 4 or 5 high school coaches
Mm-hmm.
that are coaching this team. And and they score. And I hit a touchdown dogs, and like 3 of them. So Don Applegarth was one,
Yep.
Jack McDaniel another one, and then Reynolds. All 3 of them flipped around. And I'm like, is this good or is this not good?
Like Caesar.
And they're like, and I'm like, done.
Yeah,
and so it
that's
kind
it.
of came from
Got
there.
it.
So
You got the stamp of approval.
so it was kind of born during the RV game because
Sure.
again
That's
it was
awesome.
the Battle of the
It
Butte
has
rivalry.
I love
has
that.
a
But
birth.
it came to answer your question.
Yeah.
From Greg Papa
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I was gonna say it's got to be
because he was touchdown Raiders.
Absolutely,
And
man.
so-
And that's just such a.
So don't tell any of my Sutter Niners fans that that's where it came
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
It's
it's
like,
okay.
oh,
Yeah,
man,
it's okay.
touchdown dog sucks.
We got him now. We got him now. San Francisco. Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I
we're
love it.
not we're not doing a who. No, we're not doing
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's funny. It's
I love that it has an origin. That's so.
Well,
sick.
there's a tangible energy at sports games, and when you're losing and everybody is feeling down in the dumps,
You gotta have that.
it's. I mean, how many movies have you seen where they're like, oh, and then episode's like,
Yeah.
we're going, and
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
the Energizer Bunny shows up and everybody starts rocking,
The
and
Energizer
then
Brumley, bro.
Brumley,
Yeah,
but everything
no
starts
no copyright stuff.
trademark owned by Copyright
There was a
Brumley.
bee there. There was a bee. Brum.
But you see it in a movie where all of a sudden the energy's low and then it happens. But that's a real thing. The reason it's in movies is it's such a relatable thing.
Absolutely.
And it's there's nothing more depressing than being at a game where there's zero energy.
Yeah.
The kids are on the court, they're doing the best they can, and the parents are like, "Yay, this is so
Yeah.
good." And you're
No,
like,
absolutely.
You're like, guys, come on. The kids are gonna remember this, and they're never gonna want to do sports again.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's part of it too. So because no offense to my predecessor at high school.
No, you're good.
Because he's an amazing dude.
Sure.
He served
Yeah.
the community. I mean, he's been coaching for over 50 years.
Love that.
But he was a PA announcer, and his take was, "My job is to announce the game, and that's it.
Just
My
give the
job is not
details."
to get
Yeah.
the fans fired up. My job is not to get the kids fired up.
Sure.
My job is to announce what's happening," which is true. But being a former football player, I know that you feed off the energy of the fans. I know that you feed off the energy of the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
So, that's part of those,
Yeah.
those especially high school kids. They
Yeah.
love to hear that energy, right? And so that's a big thing. And I mean, they'll tell you, I've called them out. I mean, I've even called kids, because you have to be impartial.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
can't show too much favoritism where we get flagged.
Yeah.
Which has happened.
Yep.
Um,
More on that later.
Oops.
I've been yelled at by, varsity coach, freshman coach, JV coach. Yeah, they've all gotten into me.
There you go. Flag football coaches yet? Or
But not
yet?
flag.
Not
Well,
yet.
not yet.
So you're saying there's
flag
a chance.
football's a little. Yeah. No, but it's like I try to. So like even pregame, right? It's like, hey, Intercom Tigers, are you guys ready for some football? And you kind of go, okay, about one or two of you.
Yeah,
So I'll call them out. It's
Yeah.
like,
I love
hey,
that.
I go, you're the opposing team, but I
Yeah.
still want
Give me
you
something.
to cheer, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
know,
Get your kids up,
especially
like, let's
playing
go.
Sutter, like
Yeah.
by halftime, you're not going to want to cheer.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna
Let's get this.
we're gonna be up 40
let's get
nothing.
this
So let's get
enthusiasm out of
something for
you.
you. But at the same time, because it's like it's not like I'm rooting for the other team.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, a good play's a good play.
Absolutely.
Like there's times where they come down with a catch and I'm like, this kid is amazing. Or it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know where I got it from. Some announcer said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
They'll freaking run the 32
Yeah.
dive and they just,
Yeah.
or
Again
I'll,
and again and again.
I'll
Yeah.
reference Denzel Washington. It's like Novocaine in there. That's
Yeah.
slow, but keep doing it. It's going to work. And it's like, and they do it. And it's like, okay, it's the other team. But I'm like, this one dude is destroying us and they
Yep.
keep running the same
Yep.
play.
Well, being impartial is what
Keep your
makes
eyes
you a good announcer, though.
Yeah.
If you are only on cheering on the one team, and even to such a bias to that you're seeing that your own team lose from the same play,
Yeah.
and you're not acknowledging that play, that bias, it gets old.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Everybody likes to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I think of the Rocky movies. Okay, I'm a huge fan of the Rocky movies, but when he goes to fight Clubber Lang in the third one, his coach was like, "You can't beat him."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm your biggest fan, and I love you. You can't beat him.
Yeah.
He's got you whooped."
Right.
Right? I think that's a fair thing, and I think the more objective you can be by being honest and being like, "Okay, no, you're awesome, but this
Yeah.
guy, he's really awesome too." Okay,
Yeah.
let's just admit. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a question from up in the nest. Are there rules against an announcer, like maybe between
Tasing
plays,
a child?
mentioning something like maybe watch number 43, y'all? Are there unwritten? No, for real. Are there unwritten rules? Because you're seeing things from the top.
Literally
everybody
best
else
view in the house.
Everybody else,
Best view in
literally
the
best
house.
view in the
Yeah.
house. You're watching them run routes, and you're like pre, maybe not pre-snap, like watch 32, watch 32, watch 32. But
So-
like, are you like what can you do and what can you not? Is it
So
frowned
no,
upon?
that's
totally
definitely
frowned upon.
That's a
definitely frowned
no-no.
upon.
I have no future
Does
in
it
sports announcing.
does it happen?
Thank God.
Yes.
Off mic?
Oh sure.
Yeah, because that's. I
yeah.
mean, kids will come up there and help me spot.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
You ever been caught with a hot mic? No, dude. I've been doing this too long. I'm like, no. I'm like, do you hear me off mic?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I would be fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, get
So
him,
no,
get him.
like, and I actually said this during the Casa Robo game, right? So Sutter lost the Casa
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Robo in league, and I told a couple coaches this after the game because we're going to rematch them. And I'm like, I just hope that Braden sees what he didn't see in the Casa game.
Yeah.
Because there were dudes that were open, and I mean open.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he for some reason didn't see him.
absolutely.
So normally, right, Braden is the QB1, so he would normally come off and he'd talk to Reynolds and they'd watch the video and then,
Yeah.
hey, this is what we see, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Well, he was playing defense that game too, because one of their
Yeah.
corners was hurt, so he didn't have that
The opportunity
connection
to connect.
with the
Gotcha.
coach and the offensive
Gotcha.
coordinator.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't seeing it. I told him there was a point in the game where I'm like, throw the ball and hit the booth. And I hit the booth so hard that my watch called 911. And I was like, oh, no. I didn't fall.
I thought
I'm
you were in
good.
an accident.
Yeah.
Calling that
And
are
then-
you
and
okay?
then,
You're like,
you know,
oh.
Fast forward, they play Casa in the playoffs, and
That's
Braden and Max
hilarious.
do phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
hilarious.
it's not something you can say. I mean, because that's where I've actually been flagged more often than not, and get warned
Yeah.
pretty much every other game, because
Man.
because again, it's not the way technically the rule book reads is you wait till the play's over and then
Sure.
say what happens, right?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
hey, Cam Elkins up the middle for 10 yards, at, 2nd and 1.
You should have done that. You wouldn't have gotten the job.
And so it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
not everybody. 90% of the people that are at that game can see what happened.
Yeah.
They don't give a crap.
Yeah.
No.
They don't, yeah.
But if that 9-yard run, you spun through 2 tackles and broke 3 guys, I'm like, that's what people want to hear.
That's what's interesting.
That needs
You know,
announcing.
Chris Berman didn't become, famous for rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Yeah.
By waiting until the play was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's what people get into,
Yeah.
right? Like when I'm announcing, oh, he broke 3
Yeah.
tackles, oh, he's
Yeah.
not going down,
Oh,
he's
I
blah
love
blah blah,
it.
he's
I
at the
love
20.
it.
That's
love
the
it.
exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not technically supposed to do that.
Got it.
I don't know why.
At least for the crowd. If you're like live miking a TV game or a broadcast and the players in the immediate crowd can't hear you, then it's one
Absolutely.
thing. Like through the middle,
Yes.
up the post, watching a like that is like
Well, and I think that's it.
live and that's awesome. But yeah, if you're live mic, you're like, oh my gosh, and then you have to bring it back to okay, I'm live to the field,
Yeah.
the players. Yeah, it's a different beast.
Yeah, it is.
altogether.
It's PA. So
Yeah.
they look at it like, and I don't know if they think that
You're not color announcing.
the coach from the other team is going to adjust because he now heard what play
Sure.
I called.
Yeah.
What really kills me is like, oh, he drops back for a pass. I'm like, okay, this middle backer that's covering this tight end is not going to go, oh, it's a deep pass. Let me
Yeah.
adjust,
No.
right? So I don't quite I understand some of why it's that way,
Yeah.
but I don't fully understand like why you can't announce what's happening in the play.
Got it. That makes
Like
sense.
if you say it prior to it happening,
yeah.
it's
Sure.
like, oh, it's a flea flicker, right? Like, okay, that's a little bit
cover
different.
left. They're like, thanks, bro. You're like, I got you.
Yeah, that's a little bit
Then in the
different.
game,
But
you're like, I don't know what I did wrong.
mid pass, it's like, oh, it's a flea flicker pass,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, okay, that's already happened. So yeah, so that's what I normally will get warned and flagged for. When I was first starting out, there was some objective kind of calls,
Sure.
and I'm like, the biggest one actually, Don Applegarth, he was the president at the time of the junior league, ran up the booth to tell, you can't do that.
Oh yeah. What? Which one? What play?
There was a fumble. It was Reynolds and Applegarth's team. There was a fumble, clearly recovered by Sutter, and I mean it was. Those officials talked minimum of 3 minutes, no exaggeration.
Really?
I say it was probably 5, but for sure 3. And I got on the mic. I'm like,
How we doing,
I don't.
y'all?
I know it was way worse than that. I don't know what we're still talking about. That was clearly a fumble forced by Sutter and recovered by Sutter. It should be Sutter ball.
You said that on the mic?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, bro.
It was like my year 1 or year 2. Your
You
too.
You got a flag.
Oh, it was an
From over
immediate.
the booth?
It was an immediate flag.
I didn't know that you could get
Immediate flag.
And so the
Sorry, Your
team
Honor.
is penalized.
Yes.
Sorry,
yes.
Your Honor. He's badgering the witness. No,
then-
I'm not.
Yeah.
There was another one that
That's so awesome. I didn't
that
know
it
you could
was
do that.
is on the other side of the field. But again, because you have the best view in the house.
Absolutely.
right?
You can see all of it.
So you're seeing it, and I'm like, okay, that's a horse collar. That's a horse. And then he throws the flag, and I'm like, okay, cool. I said that's an obvious horse collar. Another flag comes out. I'm like, what? You can't call
Got it.
what you see.
Yeah.
Right? You have
Yeah.
to let them call and then say what they've told you.
Gotcha.
So this year,
It's a learned process.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
So again, you,
what I love about this conversation is so much that viewers don't know. I don't know.
I have no clue.
They just see me get a flag.
It's so cool. Yeah. No, like you can get it. You can get a flag as an announcer. I didn't know
oh
that.
man,
Like, that's
well,
so
that
awesome.
was an announcer.
Have you
that-
been kicked out of a game?
No, but that's what I was just going to go to. There was an announcer after
Not
me
yet.
that took over Junior Huskies. He literally got kicked out of the game.
Straight
they,
up.
They kicked him out of the booth.
They're like, no.
I'm like, oh my god. I've never
Mid-game?
I haven't. Yes, I haven't had that happen. I haven't had that. I'm like, never. I've been warned. I've been flagged. I've
You've been
never been
flagged
warned to
twice.
get thrown out.
The quietest game afterwards. Someone was like, we got to rethink everything right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
That's hilarious.
there was a ref this year that, and actually that's the one that I got yelled at by all three levels.
Oh, so now you have beef.
Because yeah, this dude like did
Beef
all
with
three
a
games,
zebra?
and when he was on our side, flag. When he was on the other side, so 2 games he was on our side, and 1 game he was on the other side. When he was on our side, I got a flag both games. He
Is he from Casa Robles?
was no, I don't know, maybe. He was the white hat, and so normally, right, you come out there, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right? If you're the announcer and
Yeah.
I do this, what are you doing?
Holding.
No. He didn't like that. Nobody talks when he talks. I'm like, okay, power hungry.
Straight like.
I'm like,
yeah.
you give me the signal. I'm gonna call what the signal is. As that's my job. Like as you're announcing and I'm announcing it. It's not like go to
Yeah.
NFL, right? It's not like you have a mic and you're announcing to
and
TV
everybody
what's
sees you
happening.
reach under your hip. This call is a such and such. Like,
Yeah, it's like so.
Wow.
So he flagged me for talking while he was talking. So I have to
just
wait for
quiet
him
in the
to go,
booth. Quiet in the booth. You're like,
holding, number blah blah blah, 10-yard penalty, replay first down. Then I can say, okay, holding 10-yard penalty, it's first and whatever.
How hard is it to hold your tongue when
Oh,
you see a ref
bro.
that you're like, bro, this guy is not calling the game? Has that happened?
I don't hold my tongue.
Which makes sense with the
Hence
flags.
On the mic,
Yeah. Yeah.
I again, not
Yeah.
hot mic, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
off mic,
Yeah.
and this is why I tell, like, Shooting Straight Sports came out. They do video,
Yeah, yeah,
audio,
yeah.
right? They came out, they're like, hey, can we put our, I'm like, oh, I don't know that I want your mic up there.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
one, the coaches are going to be pissed because I yell at coaches too.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
that I know what they know,
Yeah,
but
Oh, for sure.
you know, I've been a fan and a player
Yeah.
for my whole life. I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of know a little bit about the game. And so I'm like, no, why are you, stop running that. We got to blah, blah, blah. And, you know, knowing Sutter football, I kind of know what we
Yeah.
should call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the
And
plays.
so I don't want the coaches to hear that. 2, you know, I don't want my pastor to hear some of the stuff that I tell him all the time. I say, hey, this is why I got to go to church Sunday because you guys kill me.
I'm gonna be sitting, walking my way right out of that service on Sunday.
Yeah. So I definitely don't hold my tongue.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I definitely
You know when
have
to hit.
improved
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the mic.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't call the ref out on the mic.
On the board in front of you on the switchboard, call it what you will. Is there a mute button to where
There's
like you
no
can
board.
like?
There's no
oh,
board.
No.
Remember,
is it
this
just
field
right?
is like
Oh yeah.
1960.
Is there a
we've gotta-
switch?
no.
Is there
There's a switch on the mic.
That's what I thought.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
a cord. Well, it's not a cord. It's a corded mic.
It's a
but there's
switch.
a switch on the mic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we did playoffs a couple years ago at Yuba College. Mm-hmm. No on-off switch
So you had
because
to,
it was,
for the
their,
Niners.
it was their system, right? It was their system.
Yeah.
So they brought me a mic, but the athletic director Gio goes, so I got you a mic, but there's no on-off switch. I'm like, that's a problem,
problem.
for me.
you're a buddy.
That's a big problem for me.
I've never been kicked out of a game, but we may start today.
Yeah. At
So
a
it was-
collegiate level.
It was one of these. It's, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
So
Everybody turns around, you're like, hello.
that was so hard.
Hello.
That was so hard.
That would be tough.
Yeah, I definitely had to filter some stuff that game.
How was the? Because there was a couple months ago a ton of momentum in regards. Yes, that field is under maintained and needs funding, community-wise. Everybody knows that. What
Bill
is
Mortgage
that?
Stillhouse.
Woo!
Yeah.
New field, baby.
There you go.
The
There you go.
Stillhouse Mortgage Field.
Let's go.
All right, Cameron.
See, I'm in.
I don't know how much we can do. Let's
It's
bring it
only
go.
like 3.8. You're good.
Only 3.8.
Only like yeah, you're good.
Only.
That's
Small
why it's not-
numbers.
That's why it hasn't
With
been done.
interest.
Small
Make
numbers.
it happen. Jumbo loan.
Yeah.
3 is that the cost
Can it be a
estimate?
I don't know what it actually is now.
Got it.
I went on the stadium committee a couple times back in the
Are
day.
they trying to pull grass and go turf like RV?
No,
or what
no,
are
no.
trying
They
to
want
do?
to. They want to stay with grass.
They
want
need
to stay
to.
with
It's
grass.
like a
but
Sutter-
the track.
Yeah.
Right. In order.
Yeah.
So they can't ever host a track meet because it's dirt.
Yeah.
So they want to.
But if
do
they
the-
put a rubber track, you can't have a horse running on it before a game,
that's a big issue.
and that's like a Sutter thing.
That's a big issue. So there's
So what
been
do
some
you-
talks
how do
about
you-
there's special shoes and there's like a different.
Like rubber track shoes for the horse.
I guess. I guess.
Can you see
there's-
like the little like rubber like Nike like horseshoe? Like what is that? Well, there's this high school in Northern California.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's popular.
You know,
right?
just
Like,
do it, man.
That TikTok
Oh, it's a
I
thing.
posted got like 17,000
It's a thing.
views from.
Oh, it's totally a
Because you
thing.
post the anthem with the horse. I'm like, that's
Oh,
just.
yeah.
It's,
You just hit
there's
America.
nothing better.
Rodeo. It's like rodeo.
Budweiser's been doing it for years.
Yep.
They get
yeah.
it.
You get some American flags and some horses, and you get somebody running
Oh,
out
it's
there.
phenomenal.
That
So
is
that's
like
the
one
one
of the
thing
most
that's the one thing
super
we worry
powerful.
about with a new field is
makes
like,
sense.
okay, you're going to get the track, which can host track meets, which can be better.
Yeah. But what
And
do you
we don't want to
sacrifice?
lose, like losing the cars driving around for
Sure.
prom and homecoming. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Losing the horses is a
That's
big
a-
deal.
yeah,
Big
yeah,
deal
yeah.
in
No, no,
Sutter.
no, for
Big
sure.
deal in
Yeah.
Sutter.
No, for sure.
So I don't.
Unless you were to keep like a tighter dirt inside oval inside to the track,
There's
something,
been discussion about that too,
something.
but there's also, I'm sure you saw, there's been discussion of, we shared, hey, Morgan Wallen, you wanted to use our crow's nest.
Yeah.
Like, can you kick down a little
kick
bit?
No,
down
for
a little
sure.
bit of something. How cool is that though? To
Yeah.
see your box.
Well, and it's crazy
in a
because
Morgan Wallen shot.
so
do you know what we're mentioning right now?
Pretend I don't.
Do you though? Do you though?
I have no clue.
So Morgan Wallen, go ahead.
So it's actually been in a couple. So
Yeah.
one of Morgan Wallen on tour.
Okay.
Used our crow's nest. I don't remember what song.
In
some
a
small town
video,
song.
it's like a
I love
small
that.
town song,
Yeah,
and
so
it
it
shows
literally
the views,
shows our crow's
the
nest.
Sutter crow's nest at the football field.
That's
It's the
amazing.
coolest thing ever.
It was also in Man in the Arena.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because a local dude did a video.
Uh-huh.
I don't even remember, probably 8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a short video that was really cool. Talking about small town and blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And Tom Brady used that in his Man in the Arena.
That's awesome.
I don't remember what episode,
Yeah.
but it's like, okay, there's two like
That's so
massive
cool.
dudes that use like, okay, you can see the crow's nest, you
Yeah.
can see it's beat up, you can
Yeah.
see our field is beat up.
Yeah.
Like, not that. Hey,
Throw some ball. Yeah.
hey, can you give us
Oh,
money?
yeah.
We're going for
little
a
Timmy? But it's like-
modern, broken, urban style.
Yeah.
You're like, thanks, guys. That's great.
Yeah.
Just keep changing the terminology every year.
I'm like,
How
we
cool would
could
that
be
be?
small town, but still have some decent stuff. But yeah,
We
they
gotta
want to
bring
stay.
that conversation back.
They want to stay grass, and
They need
I
to.
and I understand the reason
Yeah.
for it. Right, there's a lot of injuries on turf. It's not.
Yeah.
The grass is what Sutter football is about.
Grass isn't always greener on the turf.
Yeah.
No.
it's great.
No, yeah, it's
gray.
depending on what school you are. I mean, it could be gray, it could be blue. It's
Orange.
I don't know.
I
the
hope
orange
not.
one, but
I don't know
sure.
what
You know why not?
I mean, Boise State
So-
probably has
Yeah,
some
Boise.
orange in it.
I'm like Boise. It's
Energizer Brumley is the name
Yeah.
for solar.
Yeah.
But then you are also the Energizer Brumley when you're doing your announcing because you're energizing the crowd.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So hit me up on because we can talk the sports all day, but
Yeah.
hit us up on any of the solar stuff because there's always new rules, there's always new stuff. It's January-esque time. And so is there anything interesting in that? Or we can go right back to the football because I'm done with this.
I mean, I could always talk. I could talk sports all day. I could talk. The thing
You
was-
seem like somebody I would want to watch the Super Bowl with and just
Well, that depends on if my team's in it or not. You might not want to if my team's in it.
if there's no
You're a
no
Raiders fan.
team in
You're a
it.
Raiders fan?
Yeah.
Right.
No team in it. So I committed a suicide. I was at a watch party and everybody was there I don't remember what year it was. They were cheering for one team. And I went, all right, I'm coming.
for the
I'm
other
gonna go the
So
other route.
I took off my shirt. I put on paint, the team's name, and then I got a cowbell. And every time they'd score, yeah, you guys suck. And then they're like, look at me. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. And they're like, okay. And everyone would go back to it. But by the fourth quarter,
Like, you got to
And there were like
Yeah,
10
you
people
need
are
to
like,
go.
you are the worst.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I'm like, can I have a hug? They're like, no, man, I can't even look at you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I'm like,
I can't get that
I'm like,
color
bro,
on
I
me."
don't care. Like, I genuinely
They're
don't
like,
care.
bro, you painted yourself.
Inter-
You're like, yeah.
Interestingly enough, both of my sons, mind you, because my Raiders have sucked for 20 I told my oldest it's his
they're
fault.
not Chiefs
Since
fans,
my
are they?
oldest was born,
Yeah.
the Raiders have not done
Yeah, yeah,
one little glimpse with Derek Carr in the
yeah,
playoffs.
yeah. Yep.
No complex though, right?
So they are Niners fans.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I saw you wore red
Not-
for them to represent.
so
Very nice of you. What a good dad.
my wife decides to host a Super Bowl party when the Niners are in the Super Bowl. Cool. Yeah, I'm down. Let's host a Super Bowl party.
Oh, you were talking mess, weren't you?
Dude, she went all out in my house. I had red and gold
Red
napkins, red and gold
streamers,
balloons. Where I'm like, what are no? This
Yeah,
is a Raiders house.
no.
This is not okay. Literally everybody that came was rooting for the Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big play, Ray.
Yeah. No, man.
So much fun.
I was like, yeah,
I know it.
crapper pick what? Crapper pick what?
Yeah.
The whole game, and yeah, they all walked out hanging their heads. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
you came to a Raiders house and thought you were going to win a
Watch
Super
it.
Bowl in
Watch
my
it.
house?
She didn't get gold and red paint and was like, ooh, we're going to make the Raiders colors. You're like,
Yeah.
don't touch it.
So,
She's like,
yeah.
I may have put all that red and gold streamer on your Raiders credit card, but you're like, no.
You're like, I'm getting points either way.
Yeah,
It's fine.
so same deal, but
So let's
so
talk
solar.
Let's talk energy saving. You have become, in my mind, which is awesome because you've kind of monopolized the space.
You've
in my
monopolized
mind.
his mind.
You've monopolized my mind. When it comes
I
to
can't even do that.
a name attached to solar, so I'm really good buddies with Colby Middlebrooks,
Yeah.
whom I love, right?
Yeah.
Local guy, right? One of the pastors from our church. Moved out of state. He was very high up with V3 Solar.
Yeah.
Incredible guy. When I'm giving a local name for solar, my mind goes to Josh Brumley. So
Thank you.
That there's pedigree there. How many years now have you been in energy and been in solar?
So the way I got into solar was actually through my own solar. So we bought solar in our house when we moved in 2015. And about halfway through that process, I started going, this is my John, don't feel bad. My average electricity bill was $86 a month.
Yeah.
Average.
Yeah.
Right? So in the winter,
Prior to
prior to
solar.
So in the winter, I'm paying like $40-$50 electricity. In the
Yeah.
summer, I'm paying like $150, $200.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? People are like, what the?
Yeah.
Do you free? I'm like,
Yeah.
no. I'm not as fat now, but I was a fat dude. I'm
Insulation.
Like, no. When it's hot, my air
crank
conditioner
it
is
up.
on.
Yeah.
But mind you, right? Like we talked about, I was doing junior Huskies. I was coaching or
Yeah.
baseball or
Yeah.
basketball, right? I was
Yeah.
always coaching. So work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Go from work to coaching. You coach practice. You get
Yeah.
home at 8:30.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
You're not
I eat,
sitting
I
around
shower,
at the
I
house.
watch maybe one TV show. I go to bed. I wake up, do it again.
Yeah.
So we're never home.
And you're
Yeah.
missing the premium time of 3 to
Yeah,
9.
yeah.
And
Correct.
you're also, yeah, correct. So I say all that to say that's why my bill was so low.
Yeah.
But at an $86 a month electricity bill, and solar saved me money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Year one, no, I was literally paying the exact same.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I had to. This is again how I kind of got into it. I won't mention the company name because it's now a competitor.
You're good.
I still like them, but
You're good.
I literally
Like the Niners, right?
yeah.
Not the guy that ended up selling it to me because he's a buddy and he works for another company now. But his manager, he basically my buddy gave him, hey, this is my friend. I want to I want you to hook him up. Blah blah blah. So I met with the manager and the manager's talking to me. He's like, I don't know if we could save you. I'm like, I thought. Again, doing radio, right? I'm like, I've done your solar commercials for years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you should be able to save me. I don't know. And I'm like, well, let me see the numbers. So he's like, well, you're paying $86 a month. And he goes, and your solar is going to be $86 a month. I'm like, okay, but that's locked in price, right? He goes, yeah. I go, so next year it's 86. Yeah. I'm like, PG&E is going to go up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how am I not saving?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
goes,
it's gonna make
because you're
sense.
paying the same that you're right for this year.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he like wasn't comprehending.
couldn't get
I'm
it.
like,
Month 13, this pays off.
I'm
Yeah.
like, where do I sign? And
Yeah.
so I signed him, whatever. So then,
Yeah.
so that's kind of how I got into it because I'm like, first of all, how does this manager of a solar company
Have no clue.
not know how to explain like, hey, you're locking in your rate. You're not paying all of these increases,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So that's 2015, right? In 2015, my $86 a month payment, my electricity rate through PG&E was 18 cents a kilowatt hour.
Oh yeah.
You know what they are now?
They're double, aren't they?
Way more than that, bud. Way more than that.
But they were like upper 30s to
No.
30s is on care.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a care discount.
So we're looking at 50s.
50 to 62 cents a kilowatt is your
that's just
average
bonkers.
PG&E. I mean, 40 if you're not
Yeah.
during the 3 to
Yeah.
9.
Which is
If
crazy.
you're
That's right. We have
between
to
3
pay
and
for
9,
all
it's
of the
62 cents a
We
kilowatt.
got to pay for all the wildfires. So,
So 18 cents to 62 cents, right? More than tripled
Yeah.
in 10 years.
Yep.
So I'm like, that's a lot of the things. So, you know, because we talk about solar changing, right?
Yeah.
And M3 was a big thing for
correct.
solar.
Correct.
So people are like,
Which is
oh,
3 years ago
batteries,
now,
oh.
though, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's normal, but
Yeah.
it's still like, I can't save people on month 1
Yeah.
what I could save them 4
Absolutely.
years ago, right?
Correct.
For sure.
4 years ago, I tell you, hey, your PG&E's $400.
Yep.
Dude, I'll get 180.
Yeah.
Now
Exactly.
it's like, well, you may be 360, but you're locking in, plus you're getting backup power,
Correct.
blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
So there's a bunch of different things, but I mean, you know, Trump changed it last year. So as of December 31st, there's no more tax credit. So the people that want to purchase, right, there's not as much of
Incentives
to
to
purchase because if you purchase, you're
Sure.
financing. So unless you talk to your mortgage guy and refinance
Yeah.
and go that way because you're going to pay it much cheaper.
Yeah.
If you use solar financing, there's exorbitant amount of what they call dealer fees.
That makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
So,
Supplier.
and this is kind of where.
Oh, so
where,
refi and use cash. Use cash from the proceeds.
yeah, you're based.
Yeah.
So for us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
For me as a solar
Yeah,
guy, if
yeah.
you go, hey, I'm going to refi or I'm going to do a HELOC or I'm going to do whatever, right?
Yeah.
For me, that's a cash deal.
You're like done,
Yeah.
man.
Cash
And you
is
get to
king,
treat it as cash,
Right? Cash
so-
is king, so it's a
Yeah.
lower price.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
Right.
financing
So it's like,
it.
hey, you paid cash, you do whatever you want with your financing portion,
Smart.
and you pay whatever you're going to do.
Absolutely.
Smart.
So the reason why most people refer to me, not to be arrogant, but I don't BS. Most
No.
of the time I say too much. I do the same thing in radio. I say
Do we need a ref to flag you while you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
sales?
yeah. It's the announcer. It's the announcer in me. I give you too much info. You were like, well, he said this, but what about? And it's like
Yeah.
you start wondering.
You want
like,
to be able to
what's
run
going on?
plays and give scenarios and, you know.
Yeah. But I don't. But I
without
don't
an
want to hide.
overshare.
I don't want to hide
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
either,
No.
right? Like I'm like,
It's
oh well,
transparency.
so PG&E's gone. Well, no, PG&E's not gone.
Yeah.
You're going to pay a fee to
Yeah.
for PG&E to monitor. right?
Absolutely.
So I'll get rid of my bill. Well, it kind of depends on when you use your energy.
Yeah.
Correct.
You could get rid of your bill.
Correct.
Have I sized your system to? Yes. Does
Yeah.
that mean you can go out and buy a Tesla and now charge it home?
No.
Can you go out and buy a pool? No.
This is setting
I have
for
I have
now.
it-
Yeah, this is based on your current
That's
energy
based on your
account.
current energy.
Yeah, not improvement.
A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't get the dealer fees, right? So we're trained, mortgage same way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go, oh, 6%. No. Let me buy that down to 5%, right? We're trained lower interest because in the long term,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
the
gonna make
lower
more sense.
interest is going to save you more money.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Not in solar. The reason for that is because these solar banks, because it's not the company. I
Sure.
don't care if it's West Haven, Hammond,
Yeah.
Orion, Josh
Yeah.
Brumley, Energizer Brumley. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
These solar banks, we all use like the same 10 banks. There's Mosaic, there's Dividend,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
Sunlight, there's
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah.
the same,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
They all charge what they call a dealer fee. So if I give you a 7.99% interest, well, so-and-so gave me a 3.99. Okay, let's look at the price.
Yeah.
Right? Your 3.99 is probably a little bit lower monthly payment, but you're financing a much larger amount.
Yes.
Because to get that 3.99, it's not a 1% buy down. It's
Yeah.
30 freaking percent. You're paying
Yeah, you're
30%
paying
of your $50,000 to
out the you know what
$60,000 system
Absolutely.
Get to the lower.
to
yeah.
get to the lower interest rate. And it's
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And that's
So
where
let me-
transparency pays off. When you get to be like, look,
Yeah.
what is actually going to make more sense for you guys?
Exactly.
I love that.
And I mean, and it's the same thing. So prior to NEM 3,
Yeah.
I was not a big fan of the PPAs.
Yeah,
There's
power purchase
a certain, I know you guys know who he is. There's a certain guy that's still not a fan
Yeah.
of the PPAs. There are a lot of people that makes sense
Yeah.
to.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Sense for, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Yeah.
6, 7. I feel like that every time I do that.
that was last
Every time.
episode. Wasn't last episode episode 67?
Yes.
That's awesome. There you go. Sorry we gave you 68. It's not as cool.
That's cool. 69 would have been better, but
Yeah.
you know, it's okay.
Next week. Come back. Ew.
So prior to NIM3, I would always lead with cash and finance. Like,
Yeah.
look, you want to own the system.
Yeah.
Right? Everything's warranted for 25 years. You own the system, blah, blah, blah. Well, now it's battery. You throw in batteries into the mix. And a cash or finance deal, the battery, because the warranties are not from the solar company.
No.
Yeah.
It's from the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Right?
So if it's a Tesla system, the warranty comes from Tesla directly,
Correct.
not who sold it.
Correct. So whether it's a Tesla battery, Enphase battery, Solar Edge, Franklin, whatever it is,
Yeah.
those warranties are coming from the manufacturer. A Enphase battery warranty is 15 years on a cash or finance. On a PPA, because you're kind of you're essentially paying for the
power,
warranty
yeah.
in the PPA.
Instead of paying
Yeah.
PG&E for the power you're paying.
it's a 25-year warranty.
Nice.
So people are like, well, I got 10,
Yeah.
10 more year warranty, so I would rather do that. Plus, there's no financing involved.
Yeah.
So it's a lower payment
Yeah.
typically. You lease it.
Yeah.
Technically, right?
Yeah.
It's power purchase agreement, not technically a lease, but
Correct.
that's how people understand
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you're never going to own the system. So that's where it becomes, okay, well, you're paying this. The
Yeah.
difficulty and the struggles that I have as trying to be an upstanding solar guy are the predatory salespeople, which they're just like
Yeah.
any industry,
Absolutely,
right? There's some out there. Not so much
Every
like
industry.
there's and Colby and I have talked about this, and Colby kind of, even when he was here, the last couple of years he was here, he was actually referring to me because
Yeah.
he had kind of
Colby's the man.
he got more into preaching
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and didn't have
Yep.
time for solar.
Sure.
So he's like, hey, Josh is my guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But
It's awesome.
there was a lot of solar PPAs that he sold that were like a 3% escalator, which means it goes up 3%
Yeah.
every year. Okay, you start, so that's where it becomes a conversation.
Absolutely.
It's like, okay, are you going to be in this house for 4 years? Are you going to
Yeah.
are you going to be in this house for 20 years?
Exactly.
Because if you're in this house for 20 years, that escalator is going to catch up
Yes.
and surpass
Yeah.
your payment if you do a flat rate.
Yep.
If I do the flat rate, it's higher in the beginning,
But eventually it's going to
but by year 10, it's
Yes.
cheaper.
Absolutely.
So that's some of the, the
I love that.
struggle
It's,
with
it's,
it.
it's a conversation of long game, right?
Yes.
So the more you can kind of let's allow this to play out, the more it's going to make more sense, right? Which gives you another conversation
Correct.
piece, right? As soon as you get to say, how much longer do you plan to be in this house? Now you get to fit that system to their needs, not only like from an energy utilization standpoint, but from a let's allow this to make sense long term. But you can honestly, being as transparent as I know that you are, you get to have the conversations of, oh, you guys are only going to be in this house for another year and a half, 2 years. I don't know if this is going to make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
And that right there, like in a small town, when you
It's
have
huge.
the opportunity, it is huge. When you have the opportunity to talk people out of financing something, like I've personally won business from telling people that I don't think this purchase is going to make a ton of sense for you.
Yeah.
And then just from that conversation, they bring in everybody else. They're like, oh yeah, well, he talked me out of buying because, and then I learned that it made a ton of sense not to because X, Y, and Z and timing wise, right? So when you get to lead out how you do with transparency, man, God is just going to continue to faithfully bless your work, man.
Absolutely. Well, if
So
you bring-
I have no, I love that I mentioned Colby. And then you mentioned that Colby, prior to going, he's starting to send book of business your way. That's hugely cyclical.
What I was going to say is if you build something off of a lie, and sometimes we'll take a look at interest rates specifically, like you're talking about the 3% that's going to increase, and you're like, yo, you're starting here. It's like, that's going to get to 60% by the time 20 years hit if it's a 3% increase.
Right.
That's huge.
Sure.
Well, if you predicate it off the lie that I'm saving money now,
Yeah.
it's a lie because you are
Correct.
right now, but in 5 years,
Yeah.
Correct.
you're not
Yeah, so
saving
look at
money.
the long run. Yeah.
And I think anything that is based off of a lie needs to be reassessed. And it's hard for us to swallow that we're believing a lie and that it's okay. But I would say most of our financial solutions are lies. They're illusions. It's like smearing it, going, no, we're going to take them, we're going to smear that over there, and you're actually saving money over here. It's like, actually, no, you just signed a 30-year it was a lower interest rate, but you just re-signed a 30-year, which means now all of that interest is coming right back up front.
you just
You
started
saved
over.
$50 a month. So happy for you. You're now paying an extra $100,000 over the loan.
over the lifetime, right?
Good job, right? And I think that the more transparency we have, especially you're talking about in solar,
Map
it's
it out.
better because people we don't understand. And when we finally, somebody's gone, okay, look, everyone's going to tell you this. That's the easy, nice answer.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that's not really how it works.
Yeah.
That to me is the best sales approach you can ever get.
Dude,
and then it's honest, transparent, and now they know when they get gains, they know their gains. Instead of going, oh yeah, dude, I totally made all this extra money. It's like, but my bill just went up how much? Yeah. Well, you signed that. I did. Yeah, and I think that that's
God. As soon as you have to say you signed this clip, well, you signed it, like, oh no, oh.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's because there are situations where, because I've sold the escalators, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny because I know you saw my post about realtors and whatever. So one of my friends messaged me last night, and she's like, "Wait, you're not with so and so anymore?" And I'm like, "No, because I didn't like how they sold."
Yeah.
There are people that I sold that absolutely loved the deal I gave them, but it was with an escalator.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because that's all that company basically sells.
That was the incentive.
It's like, oh, you get $1 a month for 6 months,
Yeah.
If you sign up to this, but it has to have the escalator.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, but so I've been with the current company that I'm with basically the whole time. It's actually who got me. He went and sold my neighbor. He sold my neighbor across the street. I went with him because it was my neighbor.
Yeah.
And he didn't know him.
Yeah.
So I sit in with it, and so we walk out, and he goes, "You should sell solar for me." No, I sell radio advertising and digital marketing.
Yeah.
I help businesses. No, you should sell solar. I don't know that I know enough about solar. You know more than half the solar salespeople out there. I'm like, I don't know that I do. He goes, I just heard you speak to these people, and you do.
Yeah.
I said, well, I have been doing solar advertising on the radio for umpteen years, right? So I was like, maybe I know a little bit. So it kind of started with that. But
awesome.
So she's kind of like, well, you're a solar. Can I say whore on your show?
Say
yes,
you
no,
want.
go
You're
for
a
it.
solar whore. And I'm like, no. That's not. I go, I was trying to find the best deal for my homeowner.
Sure.
And there have been times, Maria partly, Marnie Sanders massively. Like the install team that did her was probably the worst install team ever.
Oh.
I felt so bad for her and Jason. Did she get a great deal? Yes. Is her solar working? Yes. Were there issues? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad. Jeff Stevens, same thing. I went with another company. It took him like 9 months to get his solar installed.
Wow.
And I'm like, that doesn't happen.
No.
The company I work with now, I'm like, worst case scenario, your solar is installed in 6 weeks.
That's crazy.
And I'm like,
Worst case.
yeah. Normally it's like 3. I mean, we did a cash deal that we literally installed it in 2 weeks.
That's amazing.
But normally it's like 3 to 4 weeks install, and then there's some other behind the scenes stuff. But I'm like 9 months to even get it installed, and I mean it was back and forth. And Jeff, because Jeff was newer to solar, and so I'm like, man, and it was Lake Almanor, so it was a different county, so I didn't have as many ins or as much knowledge about how that county works compared to our county.
Sure.
And it was just a process. So part was their county, but more of it was because I found him, and I told him, I said, I wish I would have went with my company in Yuba City.
Yeah.
So mind you, Yuba City, Lake Almanor, right? There's a travel charge.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it was $1,500 to go install the solar there. I'm like, well, I'm not going to charge Jeff $1,500 for my guy to drive there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with these guys and save him $1,500. Well, that $1,500 over 9 months of PG&E would have not
would have saved him a lot. Yeah.
So if I would have went with these guys, one, I would have been able to answer all of his questions like
quickly.
this.
Sure.
And two, it would have been more over the long run, or less money over the long run for him.
Hindsight, man.
So
Hindsight.
there's a lot of things that like just bumps and bruises you go through just because of the industry changing.
Yeah.
Well, and relationship helps bridge the gaps betwing those things. And as soon as you have a
'cause he's,
relationship
I
through,
know it's not your fault. I'm like, no, dude. But I'm like, because I even told him, I said, hey, what's Cherie's Venmo? He goes, well, why? I'm like, because I want to Venmo you the commission I got from this solar job because we did horrible. No, you're not doing that. No, I want to do that.
Sure.
No, you're not doing that.
Awesome.
And mind you, it's, is it anybody, because that's what I do too, is like, and Cameron knows this, Maria Ball knows this well, because I did her solar too. When I'm selling to a friend or family, right, it's a lot less than like, if I make a couple $100, I'm good. I know you do the same thing with mortgage, right? Like you're not gonna make as much on your friends and family as you are on
You're not
you
trying
know,
to.
somebody else. Like, am I going to gouge this person?
No, not at all.
But I'm sorry, you're not going to get the deal that this person gets.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So
fair.
when I'm talking, whether it's Maria or Marnie or Jeff or any of those guys, they're going to be name dropping out here.
Oh, good. We'll tag them.
I'm making a couple $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so there was a point so Marnie had an issue with her system and she didn't call me. She called a local solar company in town that charged her way more than we would have charged.
Sure.
But it was this and that. Well, it was the install team there was a wire that wasn't put in right and it caused them to mess up. So I was like, hey, let me send you. So I sent her half of what they paid. And I'm like, had you have used me, you wouldn't even have paid this much.
Exactly.
But I told her, I said, I can't send you anything else. Like this is literally my whole commission on your job.
Yeah.
So there's those things, but to kind of go with mortgage, and like I told you, I posted about it, right? So there's realtors and I made another post this morning for there's a program that works with another mortgage company. Sorry, it's just partnered. That's how they partnered.
Yeah.
They do. I don't know what you typically do. This guy's done over $100 billion in mortgages.
Nice.
And I'm like, holy Toledo.
That's awesome.
I'm like, so I started thinking about it. I was like, well, $400,000 house. No, that's a lot.
That's still a lot. Yeah.
So anyway, so they partnered with us, and this guy is basically fronting the cost.
Yeah.
But how they're doing it is they're
Rolling it into refi on a cash out.
no,
Or a
it's
HELOC?
what they're doing is so your mortgage, and again, you know this because you do this. So when you're doing your pre-approval, right? You're going to pre-approve them for whatever.
Yep.
But you're going to pre-approve them for what their mortgage, PMI, blah blah blah, all that stuff is going to cost, right?
Cost, autos, student loan, personal loan stuff. Yeah.
All of it.
But the way that they're pre-qualified for that is like, okay, what is your income?
Yeah.
Gross.
What is your utility bill going to be? What is your water bill going to be? What is your car payment going to be? All of this stuff, right? They're taking that utility bill because when you sell a home, the realtor gets the previous owner's utilities, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, this previous owner
Was paying
utility was
X.
$300 a month,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so if it's a similar situation, you're probably going to pay $300 a month. If not, we kind of talk about that and go, okay, well,
Sure.
you're probably going to pay a $500 PG&E bill, so let's build your system for that. So what they do is they put that into the loan because Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac,
Yep.
that's
Conventional.
that's
Yep.
correct, right?
Fannie Mae,
Both of
Freddie
those?
Mac, yep.
Okay.
FMA.
They have said, correct me if I'm wrong, they have now said that owned solar now appraises as a value on your home.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll
right?
give you a little bit more. Yeah.
Right. So when they have owned solar,
Yeah. Owned being the
they
biggest part.
automatically start with 4% equity
That's
in
awesome.
that home because most homes with owned solar sell 4 to 6% higher.
Gotcha.
So they take that. So just for easy numbers, we'll say it's a $30,000 solar system, right?
Yeah.
So they take that $30,000 solar system and they put it into the loan amount.
Yeah.
But now you're getting rid of that utility payment.
Yeah.
So your overall payment for principal, interest,
Taxes,
mortgage,
insurance, yeah.
taxes, all of that stuff,
Yeah.
plus utilities,
Yeah.
is actually the same or less,
Or less.
Gotcha, that
than
makes
than
sense.
what it was.
Yeah.
And you have an owned solar system with backup power.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
awesome.
oh my God, that's a freaking no-brainer. And they've started, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right, but that's not what I did.
Yeah.
But they talk about all these predatory salespeople and lenders that are like, hey, well, you're paying a 30% fee. Well, you don't have that because
No,
it's
exactly.
a cash deal.
Yeah.
I love that.
Right. So it's like,
It's
so
a win-win.
No, the
Yeah.
tax credit isn't there, but
Yeah.
and I mean, mind you, your finance, your technically your mortgage will include the solar. So
Correct.
a $300,000
Yeah.
loan is
Yeah,
a $330,000 loan.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
when you finance another $30K on average, that would be another $740, about another $210 a month when you finance the other $30K of the solar
Correct.
system. So there's more math to be hashed out to make sure that it makes absolute
Correct.
damn sense for that family.
Correct.
Right? But yeah,
Which is where the professional comes in,
correct,
because I don't
correct.
know all that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's why there's a
Yeah,
mortgage guy
yeah,
involved.
Correct.
I don't
yeah.
know.
But as soon as you start to run those additional costs, and I love that. I love that you mentioned that, because a lot of times in lending, and when you're having those qualifying conversations with families, despite us going off of gross pay for somebody's qualifying, it's not like that's what you're really seeing,
Yeah.
right? So if somebody's like, all right, I make just for sake of conversation, my wife and I make 120K. All right, 120,000 over 12 months. It's obviously 10 grand.
Right.
50% cap on conventional financing for debt to income ratio. So, okay, of that 10 grand, we have to keep all of your debts under 5. That's mortgage, truck payment, student loan, personal loan, credit cards, whatever. But it's not like they're really seeing that 10. That's gross.
Correct.
Maybe they're seeing 6, maybe seeing 75 on a good day, right? So then it's like, all right, just because you can afford this does not mean that it's wise.
Yes.
And that's what I said earlier. It's like some of the best conversations is, I don't think you guys should do this. Like, I see you wincing at that payment.
Correct.
Like, just because
I'm
telling you that you can afford that $750,000 house.
Absolutely.
I know that you shouldn't. Like, and hear me out. And then you run another scenario, and then you're like, how about that one? They're like, okay. And I'm like, all right, then yes, you know that you're good up to 750, but let's just
ballpark
tell the
it
age
somewhere
it's
else.
625 to 650.
absolutely.
And then if you see the Taj Mahal and you're like, oh my God, this house is perfect. You know that you can afford it, but at least now you have peace.
Absolutely.
So you've ran scenarios in long term.
To my mortguage. That's how we ended up with Chris Burns. I had went to another lender and they're like, oh, blah, blah,
Chris
blah.
Burns is my OG, man. He was who
I
I was with
brought you
initially.
in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we ended up with him because we were with a lender that we used for our first house. And we got told, oh, it's this one. I'm like, no, like, I don't care what I qualify for.
Sure.
It's what I know I can afford.
Absolutely.
Right. And I need to have my mortgage under $1,500 a month.
Absolutely.
That's, whether, and again, at that time, I didn't know all the other fees that are involved into it because there's a lot of fees.
Sure.
But I'm like, what do you, like, no, she's like, no, the lowest I can get is 17, whatever. I'm like, we can't do that. We can't. You qualify. I understand that I qualify for this much more of a house.
Sure.
But that's not what I can do.
Absolutely.
And so then I went to Chris. Hey, here's the deal. And he made the numbers work. So that type of deal, and that's what I've. So again, my son, 23, right? He's being restationed in May, and I told him, I said, hey,
is he gonna be still in Hawaii or where's he?
No, he's being restationed.
Got it. Where's he gonna be PCS?
Can't tell you. I'd have to kill you.
Okay.
No, he's going to Virginia.
Nice. Good for him.
Not his choice.
All right.
Not
So
his choice.
He's
head
like San
part
Diego,
were
San
you?
Diego, San Diego.
No. He
No?
does not want to come back to
want to be
California.
SD?
He's done with California.
Really?
He's done. Both moms, his fiance family lives in Lancaster, California.
Cool.
We live here.
Yeah.
Right? So San Diego,
Yeah.
an hour drive, right?
Yeah.
For them, 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
Washington was another option. For us, 10-hour drive. For them, a little bit longer. But it's like, so both moms were like,
West Coast, come on.
Washington or San Diego?
Yeah.
Washington or San Diego?
Yeah.
Washington was on his list. San Diego was one because I guess what happens on the military is you
love
put in
San
your
Diego.
orders, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, these are my top 5 locations I want to go.
Yeah.
So
And
he
they-
put in his 5.
and they
One
flip
was,
it.
I mean, like he had some insane choices. He's like, Dad, I don't know that I want to go to Italy because she's Hispanic. So she flies back to see her family frequently because they're very
Absolutely,
close.
yeah.
Right? So he's like, I don't want her to have to fly from Italy. You know how
fair.
expensive and long that is?
Yeah.
Okay. But the government's paying for you to see the
exactly.
world, bro.
Yeah.
Go to Italy.
And you get to live in Italy.
So that was one at one time. Japan was a choice at one time. Australia was a choice at one time.
That's awesome.
So he went through 3 different sets of wishes that he wanted to go.
Yeah.
And got none of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man.
No.
Yeah.
You're going to Virginia.
Yeah, it's almost a joke. Like all my buddies that are military and prior military, they'll say like, throw cities down that you don't want to go to, and in the military's way of like, they're gonna flip to one. So like they'll joke about that. They're like, oh yeah, all these look legit. Boom, South Korea, or like boom. So
And you're like,
they,
oh,
they
that's
will
where
say,
I
it's
wanted.
like the joke is, put all the places that you hate to go because you'll end up in a spot that you really
that's
want
funny.
to be.
That's
There you go.
amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've heard that multiple times.
So we're talking because he's moving. He's 23, which is when we bought our first house. But I'm like, hey, take your housing allowance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy a house.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm like, you can get, because it's him and his, at the time, when they get moved there, will be his wife, but him and his fiance,
Yeah.
you're going to get a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. I'm like, in Virginia, mind you, it's Yorktown, so it's kind of like Hampton. So
Yeah.
I'm like, but still, I go live on the outskirts of Liberty. I'm like, you could 250,
and you get
300,000. I'm like, you could definitely get one for less than your housing allowance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I said,
Guaranteed.
and then you're building all this equity. And I said, and if 3 years you get restationed somewhere else,
You own the house.
You can rent
Rent
it,
it
or you can sell
Correct.
it and roll that cow. Because
1,000%.
I learned this with this program that I was talking about. about the capital gains, which I didn't know. I'm like, oh, you just roll it into the net.
Absolutely.
I'm like, that's amazing.
Yep.
So I'm
It
like, you
has
just
to
roll
be
that capital gains into your next house.
It needs to actually be gains in order for the taxation to hit on it. If it rolls into other assets, it doesn't count as gains.
Correct.
Exactly.
It's not a realized
Right.
expense. That's awesome, man. So as it sits right now, he's currently in
He's
Hawaii.
currently in Pearl Harbor.
Just still in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, been there for about 4 years.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Does he
Not
hate
for-
that?
not for me.
Yeah.
We got to go to Hawaii
my
twice
buddy,
a year.
My buddy Ryan, he was 9 years Navy, and he was stationed in Hawaii for I think 3 or 4 of those before he got stationed in Denver, which was always weird to me. I'm like, Denver?
Yeah.
I'm looking at a map. I'm like, Navy presence? He's like, bro, like you wouldn't even know. I'm like, I'm not even gonna ask. He's like, you shouldn't. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's
my
just
bad.
like the Navy base in Fallon, Nevada.
Correct.
Yeah.
People are like, why? Like, don't ask. don't ask questions you're not ready for answers.
Well, because it's the flight. That's you're
Exactly.
doing more flight out
Yeah.
of there,
Absolutely.
which is why all the Air Force
Exactly.
bases are in the middle of the desert.
Exactly. So, but,
Or Bill.
so yeah. Or
You
random
were
deal.
redundant there for a minute.
Yeah. So as it sits, 2 boys. I want to recap. 2 boys, both thriving. You're absolutely killing it. You're now in your. You said 2015. You got into solar.
2016 is technically when I started. End
so
of 2015.
your 10-year mark coming up on 10-year mark in solar. You said Voice of the Dogs began pretty much 2018.
At the high school. At the high school.
That's awesome, man. What is your next adventure? What is right now keeping you going?
The new program I just told you about.
That's awesome.
So I'm super excited about
I
it.
love that.
That's awesome.
I mean, to help, because the other thing is, and I don't know what's a typical score for mortgage? Like for somebody to
For credit
get,
score?
so yeah, what's a
You
typical
can go as
credit
low as
score?
500 on FHA. A lot of people don't know that.
Really?
Yeah. There's asterisks there.
Okay.
You have to have a minimum of 10% down until you get to 580. As soon as you get to 580, that's 3.5% down.
So let me rephrase then. What's a minimum credit score with nothing down?
640.
So this program is 620.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nothing out of, and they said that because of the solar, right? Because of the solar, your house appraises for more. That you could technically buy down your rate too, and or closing costs.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, if you come with 0 cash out of pocket to
Yeah.
freaking buy a house for a first-time home buyer, that's amazing.
That's huge.
So I'm like, I'm super excited over that. I'm super excited because obviously I'm not a licensed real estate agent, right?
Yeah.
So when I talk to these people and go, hey, we have this program. You know, if the money's holding you back,
Sure.
we have a program with 0. If you have a 620 credit score and you have a job, we can probably get you qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, well,
I love that.
I can't do it, so they go to the mortgage guy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now he's got a pre-approval letter, right? But not only a pre-approval letter, you'll understand this more than me because it took me a minute to understand.
sure.
It comes with a buyer's box, right? So it has, hey, I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in this area with a swimming pool with blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that information is there, and then they literally hand that to not
To the
me,
agent.
Yeah.
to a licensed real estate agent
Love
because
it.
we don't have licensed realtors.
Yeah.
So that's where the
Yeah, it's cool.
licensed real estate. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need
So they're
realtors so that I
they're
can get
getting
these leads to.
so then they're getting the leads and you're getting everything set up. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so that's kind of my, and it's funny.
We need to have coffee soon.
you have coffee.
we need more coffee.
What did
Yeah,
we just
need
do?
to have
Karen
another-
Fitch actually
another
said that
conversation.
same thing on my post. She goes, "Oh, what venture are you on to now, or whatever?" I'm like, "Well,
I love it. I love
but
it, man.
but again, you know, as we all know, the economy changes every year.
Yeah.
Solar. And because again, this is back to because obviously solar is not even my full-time job.
Yeah.
Advertising is my full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meta, social media changes every stinking minute.
Yep,
Right?
it does.
Solar's
Can't
kind of
keep
the
up.
same deal.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't even, so PPAs, it used to be, when NEM3 first came out, you couldn't add on to a system.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can't do that or you're going to roll into NEM3.
Really?
Well, no, I want to stay in NEM2. Why would I want to switch to NEM3? It's much
Absolutely.
better
I just
to
need
do
more
this.
panels, yeah.
Right? So then it got to, well, yeah, you can add it. You just have to make sure that this new system doesn't ever backfeed the grid.
Got it.
And it's its own system.
Gotcha.
So perfect. I can
Done.
do that all day long.
Heck
so
yeah.
we did that. Well, the people with PPAs were like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So we started doing that. Well, now Trump's, first of all, the tax credit, which makes sense because it's
Yeah.
national debt, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
all this money you're giving people to go solar, it created more national debt.
Absolutely.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't exactly like it as a solar sales guy,
Sure,
but I
sure.
understand it as
Yeah.
an American.
That's a good answer. That's a
Can
good
I have a little bit
answer.
more of that, please? Come on.
But with that big beautiful bill also came more restrictions for these solar installation companies and these solar manufacturers. So now it's all domestic content. So this domestic content. So I just had this happen with the guy in Gridley. I felt so bad because we had his whole system dialed in. He's ready to go. We literally installed it. It was already installed.
Oh, wow.
And then the PPA company came back and said, hey, you can't do this. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's on the roof.
We
It's on the
installed it a
roof.
week ago. Well, literally Friday this happened. Okay, but we installed it Wednesday. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
So we had to go back to him and go, okay, look, man, we're going to have to rip this whole system off. So because he had an old system,
Yeah.
an old Solar City, which is
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
the worst solar company ever.
Yeah.
He had a Solar City system that
I didn't tell you that Solar City is one of our biggest sponsors.
sucks for you, except for
No,
Tesla.
let's go. We're like, and we're done.
Tesla bottom out.
We made
so.
it to 68.
Wouldn't that just prove the point that it's the worst electricity if the power went out?
Yeah, I'm like, well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, that's awesome. The power went out.
So his system was like 12 years old, right? So he had 8-9
Yeah.
years left on paying on it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we're gonna take that off.
Yeah.
You're gonna still pay your bill to that.
Sure.
But the one you had with us is only gonna go up $5 a month, but you're gonna get all new panels instead of the system you have.
Awesome. Yeah.
Because that's the only way that Goodleap would allow us to stay
Yeah.
in
And remedy
two.
the situation.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, a whole new system. So there's a bunch, like I said, it just changes all the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, and again, I don't do it full time, so I have to rely on my guys.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Solar.
Love it.
That they know, what's happening with the industry.
With the market. Yeah.
I'll always like, hey, this is what I heard. Well, yeah, but this, or hey,
Yeah.
I can do this, right? Well,
Sure.
maybe.
Yeah.
And then so we have that conversation. It's like, oh, that's why. That
Got
makes
it.
sense. So the domestic content is a big thing. It also, again, mainly with the PPA companies, they don't ship it to the company anymore. So if you get a PPA, they directly ship it to your house. So instead of shipping to us
Yeah.
and going, hey, we'll be out tomorrow to install, it's like, no, hey, the FedEx or whoever,
It's here.
the company's coming to drop the panels and everything at your house.
Yeah. And we're going to
Like,
meet
where
them.
do you want us to put it?
Yeah.
Like, do we block your driveway?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
so weird.
That is weird.
But
That's
that's
wild.
what it is now. And
Got
so it's like, it changes all the time.
What's cool about PPAs, and a lot of people don't know this, when you're qualifying on some loans versus others, like for instance, on a conventional loan, a PPA, we're looking at that as an actual cost that factors into debt to income ratio. But governmental loans, VA and FHA,
They don't do
because we're like, well, we don't calculate your PG&E bill and
Right.
your debt to income ratio,
Correct.
and this is essentially a PG&E bill because you're just paying them
For
power.
electricity
It's a
bill
power
with a different
purchase
company.
agreement.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of people they're looking at like, and I'll obviously have those conversations with people like, okay, does the home have solar? It's something I'm asking an agent up front when they're looking at properties for a specific borrower, and knowing that client's loan detail or the FHA or the VA or the USDA or the conventional whatever, based on that answer, that's how I have to calculate that
Sure.
in. Right?
Absolutely.
But I also have, oh my gosh, there are some agents that use me pretty regularly that I'm like if another lender begins to mess up, oftentimes unbeknownst to the other lender, those will be like, this is what's going on. Do you think behind the scenes you could fix this? I'm just like, oh, what did they do? They forgot to calculate it in solar and it's a PPA.
Yeah.
And that lender thought that because it's a PPA, they don't have to calculate it in. I'm like, is it conventional? They're like, yep. I'm like, oh, let's just try to run these scenarios. So you're like trying to create this like backup scenario,
Yeah.
right, for somebody. I'm sure that happens to you all the time.
Yep.
If somebody's like, so I went through this solar company and it's like, oh,
100%.
how can first off,
100%. Well,
know better.
realtors, same thing.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
I got the connection with the realtors.
Yeah.
because
Part of it.
They're like, dude, I have this client, and they have this solar deal, and this is what's going on, and blah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
you're like, yeah, oh, you should.
Why didn't they call me?
Why did you call me first? And then you're like, all good. Let's move forward.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of that.
So to
We
land,
gotta land- we
yeah,
gotta
I was
land
get-
the plane.
absolutely. So
All good things
if
come to an
anybody
end.
wants solar, man, what's a connect email or something we can throw in the description?
Or need any kind of digital marketing or radio
Digital marketing,
space,
yeah.
'cause You're
I mean, myself on all my stuff is public information, but
Sure.
energizerbrumley@gmail.com.
Perfect.
Is the easiest email.
Love it.
were you about to say don't say your cell phone
I was
number?
about to say don't say your
probably
cell phone
was,
number.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Energizer Brumley.
energizerbrumleysolar.com.
Or you'll get a 15-digit with an asterisk sign sending you text messages.
Brumley.
Yes, sir.
Brumley. Energizer Brumley at gmail.com.
Yes, sir. There's, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome,
Bro,
man.
thank you so much for coming
It's
in.
been
No,
amazing.
thank you. Appreciate
Lots
it.
of great info.
dialogue,
I know you guys
awesome
are fun. You guys
dialogue.
are fun.
And that was a lot of fun. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Cut.